April 1st, 2023. The Boston Red Sox trailed the Baltimore Orioles 7-8, with 2 outs in the ninth inning. At the plate is a red-hot Adam Duvall, and he's facing Felix Bautista, arguably the best closer in baseball at the time. But this at-bat shouldn't be happening. The game should have been over already. So, how did we get here? Well, let's take a look back at the game that, for better or for worse, got me back into baseball. Going into the 2023 MLB season, the Red Sox and Orioles were two teams with drastically different expectations. The Red Sox had followed up a really impressive run to the ALCS in 2021 with a more lackluster campaign in 2022, going 78-84 and finishing last in the AL East. Then, during the offseason, they lost both Xander Bogaerts and JD Martinez, both of whom were integral parts of Boston's 2018 World Series run and had continued to be productive players through 2022, contributing 5.7 and 1.1 WAR respectively. Their solutions were to bring in Braves outfielder Adam Duvall and Dodgers third baseman Justin Turner on one-year deals, and to sign Japanese outfielder Masataka Yoshida to a 5-year, $90 million contract. Well, we might look back at the deal and call it a pretty heavy overpay, given the current outfield logjams that have largely sidelined Yoshida. I can, at the least, understand why former Red Sox GM Chaim Bloom would make the deal at the time. After all, Yoshida was an on-base machine and had consistently put up 950 OPSs during his time in the NPB. And, with Jarren Duran, Cedar Rafaela, and Wilyer Abreu all in the minor leagues, he was guaranteed playing time. These new additions, coupled with the expectations that players like Rafi Devers and Alex Verdugo would continue to be productive, and that Trevor Story would come back from injury, meant that analysts projected the Red Sox to actually have a pretty solid offense. Where the major concern lay for the Red Sox was with their pitching staff. The starting rotation was headlined by Cy Young winners Chris Sale and Corey Kluber, though of course, neither of them won the Cy Young while pitching for Boston. Not to mention that both of these pitchers were pretty injury-prone. Kluber had suffered separate arm and shoulder injuries in 2019, 2020, and 2021, and Sale's tenure with the Red Sox was mired with semi-frequent trips to the injured list. Beyond that, the rotation would rely on the relatively unproven talents of Cutter Crawford, Tanner Houck, and a rookie Brian Bayo, and there were serious doubts about whether those three could pitch well for a whole season. In retrospect, true. I mean, Houck and Crawford both had solid 2024 seasons, but neither of them have pitched in over a year. And meanwhile, Bayo's the worst starting pitcher in baseball and can't seem to figure out how to throw the ball if Giovanni Moran doesn't start in front of him. The point is, pitching was expected to hold back this team in what was, per usual, shaping up to be a pretty competitive AL East. In contrast, the Orioles were on the up and up. After being one of the worst teams in baseball towards the end of the 2010s, including 100-loss seasons in 2018, 2019, and 2021, the Orioles quickly righted the ship in 2022, finishing above 500 for the first time since 2016. Going into 2023, there was considerable optimism that centered around the team's elite young core, headlined by number 1 ranked overall prospect Gunnar Henderson and 2022 Rookie of the Year runner-up Adley Rutschman. It seemed like the Orioles' rebuild was well ahead of schedule, but they weren't quite yet viewed as contenders. In particular, their starting rotation lacked proven top-end pitching, with the exception of veteran Kyle Gibson. Also, just a sidebar, but it's the most Orioles thing in the world that 3 of their 5 top arms from 2023 are still with the organization today. I swear they just keep putting out the same arms year after year. Because of the pitching concerns, most projections had the Orioles finishing around or slightly below 500, although Orioles beat reporter Jake Rill optimistically claimed that the squad was a dark horse playoff candidate and was capable of winning a playoff series. So we've got a middling Red Sox team and a young Orioles team trending upwards. Now that we're already 4 minutes into the video, let's finally take a look at the actual game. Starting for the Red Sox is none other than Chris Sale. I think Sale's success since being traded to Atlanta takes away from just how dominant he was in Boston, at least when healthy. Between 2017 and 2023, which covers Sale's tenure on the Red Sox, Only 5 pitchers threw over 650 innings while striking out over 900 batters and maintaining an ERA over 40% above league average. Jacob deGrom, Clayton Kershaw, Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, and Chris Sale. That's absolutely elite company to be in. 3 of those pitchers are surefire first-ballot Hall of Famers, and if deGrom doesn't get in, it will only be because he was held back by injuries. The Red Sox are in desperate need of a good start after Corey Kluber gave up 5 runs in only 3 1/3 innings the day before. But, despite Sale's elite numbers, today is not his day. After striking out Ramon Arias to start off, Adley Rutschman follows up on his 5-for-5 campaign from the previous day with a single into left field. Sale then proceeds to hang a slider, which could not be more centrally located in the zone, and Ryan Mountcastle punishes him accordingly by obliterating the baseball. 2 batters later, Sale throws a middle fastball to Austin Hayes, who also crushes a home run. By the time the top half of the first inning is over, the Red Sox are already down 3-0, despite Sale having recorded 3 strikeouts. When the bottom half of the first inning rolls around, it's Dean Kramer's turn to pitch. He works around a 1-out single from Rafi Devers, getting quick outs from Justin Turner and Masataka Yoshida to keep the Orioles up 3-0. Moving into the second inning, things continue to look shaky for Sale. He issues a leadoff walk to Jorge Mateo, before giving up a single to Cedric Mullins. However, Sale is able to settle in a little bit after that. Ryan McKenna strikes out on a pitch that ABS definitely would have overturned, followed by a Ramon Urias strikeout. The frame ends with Rafi making an excellent barehanded play that even elicits emotion from the usually stoic commentator Dave O'Brien.
Goodness. Softly hit. Here comes Devers. Rafi will fire. Oh, got it at first!
Even Baseball Savant calls it a sweet play. The bottom half of the inning begins with a triple from the man who will eventually become the hero of our story, Adam Duvall. The ball is absolutely smoked off the bat. With an exit velocity of 104.5 miles per hour and a distance of 403 feet, the ball would have been gone in 18 ballparks. But Fenway's triangle is just deep enough to keep the Red Sox off the scoreboard, at least for the moment. Duvall comes home on a wild pitch, and thank God he does, because a trio of very bad Red Sox players are about to fail to put the ball in play. Of course, I'm talking about the likes of professional actor Tristan Casas, Christian, Lost in the Lights Arroyo, and Reese, Public Masturbation McGuire. Now in the third inning, Chris Sale gets himself right back into trouble, allowing the bases to get loaded with only 1 out. This allows Jorge Mateo to knock in a run on a fielder's choice, before Cedric Mullins unleashes a 434-foot bomb to make it a 7-1 ball game. Sale has already given up 3 home runs, all of which were at least 420 feet in distance. He then plunks Ryan McKenna in the knee, and eventually strikes out Urias for a 3rd time. I'm sorry, just imagine that your team has shelled one of the best pitchers in baseball, and all you've managed to do is strike out 3 times in 3 innings. Anywho, the Red Sox aren't going to back down without a fight. Leading off the bottom of the third is none other than Kike Hernandez. Honestly, I almost forgot Kike was ever on the Red Sox, given how Dodgers-coded he is. But he put up 5 WAR in 2021, and absolutely raked in the postseason, hitting 5 home runs in just 11 games. Unfortunately, 2023 just wasn't his year, as he recorded negative 19 outs above average while playing away from his native position in center field, and made more throwing errors than I can count. Nonetheless, he is able to work a walk here, before Alex Verdugo attempts to emulate the production of the man he replaced in Boston by smashing a 2-run homer. Man, I miss Mookie Betts. I can't believe we ever traded him. And for Alex Verdugo, Connor Wong, and Jeter Downs, I mean, what the actual... Now, where was I? Oh, right. So Rafi hits a double into the gap, but then gets tagged out after overshooting second. And then Turner doubles.
Turner with a high fly ball left field, racing for it McKenna, heading for the wall.
And makes sure not to overshoot second. And now, Adam Duvall is up again.
Like that. Back it goes. Gone. And the Red Sox are right back in this baby. That makes it 7-5.
So, despite an awful start from Chris Sale, the Red Sox are only down by 2. In the top of the 4th inning, Zach Kelly comes out of the bullpen to pitch. What you have to understand about Zach Kelly is that he is the exact same pitcher today as he was back in 2023. And by that, I mean he will be absolutely filthy in some appearances.
2 grand slams in his career, and he swings and misses after being up 3-0.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The pitch. Swinging a line drive into center field. Rafaela back into his right. He is there. He makes the play. Zach Kelly comes on with the bases loaded. Nobody out, and he is screaming coming off the mound.
But in other outings, he'll fail spectacularly in high-leverage situations. You never know which version of him you're gonna get, and that has prevented him from ever becoming a consistent high-leverage arm. Unfortunately, today is one of those days where Kelly has a bad outing. He allows a single to Mountcastle before Anthony Santander nearly takes him deep, crushing a double that would have been gone in 20 ballparks before getting tagged out at third.
And he is cut down.
He then promptly allows another double to Hayes, his 3rd hit in only 4 innings, before finally getting out of the inning.
Mile high pop into left, Yoshida. And he's got it.
8-5 Orioles. The Orioles also go to their bullpen in the 4th inning, calling in Mike Baumann, and the game settles down for a while. Baumann works a perfect frame, thanks to an excellent grab by McKenna that robs Kike of a hit.
McKenna! All-out dive! He got it!
In the 5th inning, the Sox turn to Josh Winkowski. I know that we don't think of Winkowski as a good pitcher in retrospect, and I stand by that, given how he pitched in 2024 and 2025. But in 2023, he put up nearly 2 WAR to the tune of a sub-3 ERA in over 84 innings, and even got 3 saves. Today, he cruises through the 5th and 6th innings, only allowing a single runner to reach base. His 2 innings of scoreless relief are matched by future Red Sox pitcher Danny Coulomb and Austin Voth, keeping the score at 8-5 into the 7th inning.
He'll throw. A nice play to get him.
In the 7th inning, John Schreiber comes in to face the middle of the Orioles lineup. He promptly falls behind in the count to Hayes, before surrendering a double into the gap. It's Hayes' 4th hit of the day. He then walks Gunnar Henderson, but eventually gets bailed out of the inning by a double play. It's still an 8-5 ball game. The Orioles stick with Voth in the bottom of the 7th inning. But that goes poorly, as Kike Hernandez leads off the inning by cranking a ball into the monster seats. That ends Voth's outing, and the Orioles go to Cionel Perez. Now, I've never heard of Cionel Perez, but apparently he has a knack for catching home run balls hit out to the Orioles bullpen.
Deep left center field, and this one is bullpen bound, and today Cionel makes the catch.
Way left center, and that is bullpen bound into the hand of Cionel Perez. Fly ball driven out to right, and into the hand of Cionel Perez. Pitch swings away, and blasts away into the hat. Another Cionel cap catch.
In addition to that admittedly niche skill set, Perez also had a really good 2022, putting up almost 3 WAR with an ERA of just 140. But Perez doesn't pitch as well today as he did in 2022. Raffy hits a line drive double off him that leaves the bat at 106 miles per hour, and he then hangs a changeup to Turner to put the tying run on base. Perez then regains his composure by fooling Yoshida on his slider for a strikeout. But that brings up none other than Adam Duvall.
High fly, right field. Pesky, Hayes to the corner. That one is going to drop on the warning track and take a bounce. And Turner will look for all the world like he was about to come out and score. Has to go back to third. It's a double, and this is a 1-run game.
Duvall narrowly misses sneaking a home run past the pesky pole, and the result is a ground rule double. Turner, who had been sprinting on contact from first base and had reached home by the time the ball bounced into the stands, is forced to go back to third base. Duvall's ball would have been a go-ahead home run in 16 ballparks. Instead, in a remarkable break for the Orioles, the Sox still trail by 1, even though they threaten with runners in scoring position. But Tristan Casas strikes out on 3 pitches to end the threat.
Got him! Wow. 97 to escape the inning with the lead intact.
Still in it in the 8th inning, the Red Sox turn to their high-leverage arms and send out Chris Martin. So here's a fun story. One day, a couple of years ago, my mom walked into the TV room while my brother and I were watching baseball, and she asked us if we knew who Chris Martin was. So my brother and I turned to each other, and then we asked her, "You mean the pitcher from the Red Sox, right?" Turns out she was referring to the front man from some band called Coldplay? Never heard of them. But I'm here to talk about the legend that is 2023 Red Sox reliever Chris Martin. I'm talking about 3.2 WAR, a 105 ERA through over 50 innings pitched, Cy Young votes, and a Blood Red Baseball Savant page. Mind you that he wasn't even the closer of this team, he was just our setup man. But boy could he pitch. And today, he does just that, pitching a perfect 1-2-3 frame to keep it a one-run game.
Run that down. Martin with a 1-2-3.
But the Red Sox fail to pull even in the bottom of the 8th, as Logan Gillespie and Keegan Aiken induce a trio of quiet outs. Despite being down in the 9th inning, the Red Sox go to their closer, future Hall of Famer Kenley Jansen. While Kenley is best remembered for his time on the Dodgers, he was actually solid for the Red Sox between 2023 and 2024. He converted 56 of his 64 save opportunities over that time, and was the Red Sox sole All-Star representative in 2023. And despite working himself into some traffic today, he avoids giving up any runs by striking out Mateo. The Orioles put in their closer, Felix Bautista, to try to earn the save. People may not remember, but Bautista may have been the best closer in baseball in 2023. He put up a sub-150 ERA through over 60 innings pitched, notching 33 saves in the process. But his underlying metrics are truly ridiculous. An expected ERA, expected batting average, whiff rate, and strikeout rate all in the 100th percentile, including striking out nearly half of the batters he faced. Not to mention that his average fastball was pretty much in the triple digits. In other words, before there was Mason Miller, we had Felix Bautista. And today, Bautista was as advertised.
On 1-2, Devers misses the splitter. Rutschman gets him at first base, and Bautista strikes out Devers. Run out here, and he might well get it. Mateo will throw out Turner.
The Red Sox are down to their final out. All Bautista has to do is put away Yoshida to end the game. And when he induces a pop fly, it looked like the game was over.
Racing out Henderson. McKenna coming on. McKenna's there. And he's got
Dropped it.
Oh!
He dropped it.
Yoshida trying to get back. How about that?
In a miracle, Orioles left fielder Ryan McKenna takes his eye off the ball, and it deflects off his glove. The look on Bautista's face says it all. The Red Sox have been given life, and up to bat is none other than Adam Duvall, already 3 for 4 with 3 extra base hits. And Duvall is not about to let such a golden opportunity go to waste.
Rev Snyder, the base runner, swinging a drive. This one deep. Oh, it's high up there. That ball should be out. That ball should be out. That ball is out. It is gone. It is gone. It's a walk-off for the Red Sox. Woo! Wow. You have got to be kidding.
Just like that, the Red Sox earned their first win of the 2023 season in impossible fashion. You would hope that this kind of win would pave the way for a season of upending expectations. But unfortunately, that was not the case. The 2023 Red Sox would fall into the same pattern that they have seemingly done every year since winning the World Series in 2018. An August slowdown, followed by a September slump, knocked them out of postseason contention, and they finished last in the AL East. Meanwhile, the hero of our story, Adam Duvall, fractured his wrist only a week later, missed 2 months, and wasn't the same after coming back. On the bright side, his injury paved the way for Jarren Duran's initial breakout, in which he hit .295 in 102 games, before being sidelined by a season-ending toe injury in late August. But if you really want to play that game, that toe injury paved the way for Wilyer Abreu's call-up in September, so I don't know what to tell you. This organization is a frickin' mess. But for me, this game is extra important because it reminded me just how much I love baseball. Sure, I'd always been an avid Red Sox fan growing up, but I kind of stopped paying attention after the team won the World Series in 2018. I mean, I paid attention for a short while when they went on their playoff run in 2021, but then went back to not caring about baseball after that. And yet this one, seemingly inconsequential game in early April reminded me of just how beautiful a sport that baseball can be. It's a story about never giving up, about creating and taking advantage of opportunities, and most importantly, bonding with family and friends. Over the past 4 seasons, I've watched or followed along with as many games as I could. And yes, it's been painful a lot of the time, especially this season. The Red Sox haven't exactly been a great baseball team since 2018. But I don't think I would ever give back the time that I've invested into supporting this team, and the crash-outs and the pop-offs that come with that, or the memories that I've made going to games with friends or my brother and my dad. Baseball is a one-of-a-kind game, and I'm happy to be such a big fan of it. Except for when terrorists like Greg Weisser are pitching. Then I can't stand it. For those of you who made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, that whole jazz, you know. And I guess I will see you whenever I choose to make a video next. Until then, take care.